It is hot. It is, child, it's hot. It's hot out here. Let me fix this camera so that you can see me better, okay? Welcome back. I am getting really excited. I looked on here and we have 10 subscribers. And so thank you so much. Oh my God. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Okay. I want you to be part of this journey, as I told you, of launching Positive Births. Is this thing working? There we go. Of launching a Positive Births, right? Podcast. This is, you know, last time I was like, yeah, girl, I'm excited. Like, let's go. And now, baby. And now the angle is not angling. I did not. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I did not realize how intense this season is. Like, in terms of like, so what I mean is, I legit had been taken off. Like, what's the word? Taken off. I have been surprised. I have been surprised by this process. It is a lot of mental work, right? So remember, this is a dream, right? I had this dream that we are going to create this platform, this community, that we are going to do positive. We're going to talk about positive births. We're going to do storytelling. And I am excited. It's like this dream is coming true, right? Like, it's pretty cool. Should we turn this on light? Yeah, there we go. This dream is coming true. Things are happening. We did a photo shoot. We are, started recording. There's like things that are happening. And the one thing that's throwing me off is how much mental work I need to do consistently. This past Sunday, I was so discouraged. I said, Mary Nisi, you out here doing this whole thing. What if you fail? I asked myself that. I really did. And I was like, and now you're going to fail and all these people, are going to know about it because you out here telling people you're doing this. And it was so discouraging. Like, I'm not going to hold you like this. I love this idea of like dreaming about something and then doing it, right? Like, when you dream about it, it's very romantic, right? It's very like, oh yeah, like. And then when you're doing it, I think the first day when I came to you and I was like, yo, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is so great. Like, there's so much excitement. Yes, like, I'm nervous, but there's so much excitement, right? Because I'm like, yeah, like, I'm doing it. And then there's that journey of doing it. And my head is not keeping up. My head is not keeping up. It's so interesting. Like, I found myself second guessing. And I'm not like, it's still happening. I'm still moving forward, but I'm like, there's a second guess. We went for a photo shoot. I got to shout out my girl. One of my best friends came with me and I kept looking at her. I was like, yo, I'm nervous. Don't get it twisted. I'm nervous all the time. Like that. I'm an extrovert, so I hide it really well, but I'm nervous like a lot more times. You just don't get to see it. So I said, I'm nervous. I was like, I'm really nervous. And she's looking at me like, it's okay. She's like, it's okay. It's okay to be nervous. Yo, shout out to my girl because she is the real one. She's like, it's okay. It's okay to be nervous. That makes sense. So we get there and this is, I know a really good photographer who has like this promotion. This is why we could afford it. And he, they do a lot of community work and I really wanted to support what they do. We've worked in different spaces together. It really supports the, maternal work that's done here in our city. So I was really excited to do this. I know them, I know him, I know the organization and the work that they're doing in our city. I think they have, their page is called shoot cameras, not shoot shots, not guns. It's really cool, right? Like teaching young folks how to use a camera and all of this. So it's really good work. And I was so excited to be taking pictures with them. And I had my color analysis. So my dear friend is a color analysis who's also one of the sponsors. who's also one of the sponsors for, let's just change that a little bit, right? Is that better? I think that's better. Who's a color analysis, who's one of the sponsors for the podcast. And, she really did help me out. I told her the vision. This thing has been in my head for maybe close to a year, right? Of what the photo shoot would look like. So now the photo shoot is happening and I am in my head. I am in my head and I cannot snap out of it. It was the wildest thing ever. And I'm like, come on, Mary, come on. Like, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, girl, come on, you got this. Like, I was in my head. And Vernon, who was the one doing the pictures, he's like, what kind of music do you like? So I was like, oh, Afro beats, baby. Let's go. Take it back to the motherland. So we have Afro beats, right? And, I'm trying, like, really trying. And I can't snap out of it. I cannot snap out of it. And he's using words of encouragement, really helping me. There is a team. My girl is in the back taking some shots. We will share some stuff on shorts, so be on the lookout. But really trying to help me, because I think he's seen me before, and he knows I'm loud. So he's probably like, girl, what's going on? And I'm just like, dang, I can't shake it off, because it's coming out of my head into reality, and my brain I couldn't get out of my head. That's all I kept saying. I'm like, I can't get out of my head. So we really tried. We do have shots that we got that we're going to use. And it was really interesting. It caught me off guard. That's the part that keeps catching me off guard, is that I am now having to take what I've had in my brain, the creativity, the beauty, right? The dream, now in like reality, and the faith it takes to do that. And the guts, and I don't know that I don't have guts. I'm not saying I don't have guts, because I think I do have guts. But I think it's actually making it happen. It's so much easier to be in your brain. Like, I get it. There's a reason why we don't do what we said we're going to do. There's a reason why this is hard. And this last week and a half, if not longer, has been that for me. Accepting my humanity. And admitting to what's been difficult. And the part that has been difficult is that it's in my head. I cannot snap out of it. So at the photo shoot, I have some pictures too that you're like, man, what is happening? You could tell with my shoulders. I remember the photographer was like, yo, put your shoulders down. Like, dance. Like, at one point we were like trying to dance, and we did it. He gave me more shots. He gave me more shots than what the promotion had said. And I'm so grateful, because we had to, because most of those shots were not working, and it had nothing to do with the photographer, with what they do. It had everything to do with me. And that surprised me. That really surprised me and humbled the heck out of me. We ended up going to lunch, me and Morgan, after, and I kept telling her, I was like, I don't know. I wasn't even, I don't know. I was just like, I can't believe how much I couldn't snap out of it. That part, right? I couldn't snap out of it. Yesterday, I texted with Morgan again, because she was like, oh, tomorrow is the day, happy day. We have started recording. And so we have our producer coming, who came already, coming, and we're going to do this, like the first sessions, right? We're going to record them so that they can be ready for you on September 10th. Hey. And I said the same thing. I said, I don't know why I am so nervous. So I called our producer, who's also a dear friend. We finalized the time. When are we going to meet? What time are they coming, and all of these things. And I said, hey, just a heads up, I really need grace. I said, I need grace from you, because I'm struggling. I said, I'm definitely really nervous, right? And he's confused, because we've known each other for, oh my God, so many years. He's like, why? He said, wait, what you mean? No, it'll be fine. Like, why are you nervous? I said, I can't. I said, it's in my head. I was like, I'm in my head and I just need to give you the heads up. And he's like, don't worry. It's going to be fine. It'll be just like, it'll be fine. I was like, thank you. And Morgan said to me through this text, she said, this is like birth for you. She's like, you have planned, you have prepared, and now you need to birth it. And it's still work for you to birth. I said, girl, you just called it what it is. I said, yo, that's crazy. Because I was talking to my class. I teach childbirth classes. And I was talking to my childbirth class and letting them know. I said, I'm nervous and excited and like anxious. I was like, I can't name it what exactly is going on. And it's like, when you're birthing, right? When you prepare, when you plan and prepare and it's go time, there's this thing that really does happen where you're like, I know exactly what I'm doing. Also, I'm really nervous because I don't know what this path is going to look like. And I have language. I have language. I think that's what it is that like this thing is being birthed. And the birthing is still work, right? The birthing is still like the planning is work. Okay. The planning is work. The preparing is work. The birthing is also work. And that was just language for me to recognize and to give myself grace that yes, I was like, that's it. Now I have to birth this and it has to get out of my head into actually happening. And it's not easy. It's not easy. And really want to give myself grace and remind you that there is grace in this because it's hard. Okay. So that's how that's going. The other part, I told you I would tell you everything because I really want you to be part of this journey, right? And my hope and my prayer is that, we can be on the other side and say, oh my word, remember what it took. And hopefully this can also encourage you to go do what it is that your dream is and realize that that it is work, that there's going to be moments of discouragement. I think I personally have seen people go, people kind of like come and say, oh, look at this is what I do. And we don't always get to see the journey. And my prayer is that like this journey is encouraging for you, of course, encouraging for me as well. I love going back to things. Even in my journal, I've been journaling since I was, since I could write, I guess. Because my dad always journaled. Now you know. I go back and remember moments where I'm like, whoa, yo, that was really deep for you in that moment. And look where you came from, right? So this is really the goal, and this is my hope for this process, for this journey. The other part that happened, and I thought that was really interesting, was we need a plant. We need a plant for we need a plant to put in this corner for the podcast. We just need something green, right? And there is, we have the link below of people who have been, supporting. We do have some sponsors who have people giving whatever it is that, you can give $10, $20, whatever it is that you can give to support this. Because the goal is that, obviously we have to pay for editing. We have to pay for our producer. We have to, what else do we need to do? Oh, my goal is if I can give the people that are coming gifts, I think that would be really sweet. And just to honor them and honor their stories. So I'm really hoping that, that works out where we have something, something to say thank you. So yeah, so there's a budget. The money is not here yet. This whole build that will come is, you have to be old enough to know what I'm talking about. Build and they will come. It's a whole movie. Anyway, I am building with no money and praying and hoping that it works out. So we have one sponsor that gave us $500 that helped us. I screamed. help us get, the mic, the stands. What else did we get? I think we got, the mic. I didn't know how much mics cost. That are really good, that can capture so the audio is good. We got that. And there was like another box of something, I don't know, something that you need to get that helps. And a producer has another mic, so we don't need to buy that, which I'm grateful for that they're letting us use. And what else? I think that's what we got. And then somebody else gave us 250. So far we're at 750 and really hoping to raise more for, we need for the families that are here, that are going to come and share their story. We have moms and dads and partners. So I'm excited about that because you get to hear these positive birth stories from all sorts of people coming from all sorts of countries, culture, different ethnicities. And that's just really cool. I'm like, ooh, this is going to be really good. But the other part of this is that we need a plan. So, this plan got to be, So I walked into home. I actually have a shorts. Is that what it's called? YouTube short? I am going to share that because it was such a very interesting experience walking in there. So I walk in, I said, okay, I have looked everywhere. I've looked online and I can't figure out like what it is that we need. We need something long and tall. At the same time, our budget is not, it's not that much. So, child, let me tell you what happened. I walk in there and I realize there's this thing, and a lot of people talk about this. I think it's just like as an adult, this thing called what is it called? Decision fatigue, where you have just made, your brain can no longer make another decision. And I was like, oh, this is the other hurdle that comes in when you are wanting your dream to come true, right? When you are in the middle of a mission, in the middle of creating something, if it's a business, an idea, is this decision fatigue? Because I walk in there and I have to decide what it is that we're getting. Obviously, it's connected to how much it costs. Obviously, it's connected to, is it going to fit? There's all of these things that are going in my head, and my brain froze. I was back in this space of despair. It was so wild. I had to talk to myself. I said, listen, Mary Nisi, you're not getting out of this place until you buy that. You need to figure this out. You need to make a decision. It's this thing of thinking that, can you make a decision that is wrong? What if it's a wrong plan? What if you don't like it when you look at it, right? There's all of these things. And I had to sit there it's not that deep. Just pick a plant. I knew that I couldn't buy 160 plants. So I knew that there was things that really did help me. I found 3 plants and took a picture and sent it to our producer. I said, hey, do you know, is there anything that you think would look good? And they know this space. They've looked at it. And he chose the one I had thought about. And I thought that was really interesting because I could have trusted myself, right? So it was this aspect of I thought that I was going to make a wrong decision, which is wild because I've been dreaming about this. This is a dream come true. This is a vision that I really feel called to do. And yet I really was second guessing myself about this plant. Fake plant. A fake plant. Girl. And so it's interesting because it's this perfection, wanting it to be perfect. It has to look this way. And I get it because there is definitely such a perfectionist part of me. I listened to so many YouTube videos to how to get started. And they said, the one guy said, all YouTubers are perfectionists. I said, I hear that. I get what you're saying. Because it's this thing that you want it to be perfect. It has to look good, right? We have to whatever it is that we're thinking. And I was like, he's right. I want things to look good, right? There's an aspect of beauty. I want you to see things and hear things clearly. I want the plant to be the perfect plant ever, right? It's not this one. I'll show you next time. So I had to just say, Mary Nisi, first of all, pick the plant, buy it, and that's it. We're not coming back to the store. Who has the time to be going into a store to go find plants? I had already done the work. I did the research. I knew what our budget was. I knew that we did not have enough right now to buy 169 plants, right? And we just needed something that could help, that can look really good, be a good greenery, and just bring out our guests more, right? We just needed something really simple. And I froze. I was back in my brain. And so that was the other thing too that I noticed, is the decision fatigue. Because you make so many decisions a day, right? As a human being. And then when you take care of kiddos, as a mother, as a parent, and then, you have a spouse, you have a partner, you have work, right? I am constantly making decisions about a lot of things in my life. And I realized that because this is my dream, the decision fatigue hits a different way. And it can be, crippling. It can be really crippling. And it makes sense why it's so hard to say, hey, I'm going to do this and move forward with it. Because there's just so many barriers that come in, and most of those barriers are right here. Ooh. I said, ooh, this is deep. This is really deep. And you know what I did? I pulled out my phone. Again, you're going to see it, and I'm going to create a shorts. I put up my phone just so I can focus in capturing it. I was like, all right, Mary, come on, capture it. Let people be, I want you to be part of this process, for you to see my brain really trying to figure out what plant, what fake plant. Whoo. So when we say we are doing this, doing it scared, doing it nervous, doing it with decision fatigue, we'll keep going. And my hope is that this is an encouragement to you, as I'm encouraging myself, and that we can do this together. So please let me know below, what is it that you're working on? Or is there something that is, what's the word? Is there something that is being provoked in you that, like, oh, I want to work on this. Oh, I want to do this. As we approach September. But you will hear more. I am here. I will tell you more of this journey, of this process. I really want you to hear. I want you to be part of this. And please subscribe. We have 10. Subscribe, share it with a friend. It would be so great to start September 10th with more than 100 subscribers. Let's hope for it. Let's hope for it. Is that too low? Should I think high? Listen, my faith is there right now. We're at 100 with my faith. So hopefully, maybe next time my faith will go higher. But I'm just really grateful that you are here in this space doing this together. And I cannot wait to show you more things of what we're doing. I have another shorts about the photography and how that went. I'll show you about the plans. And as we bring in more people for the podcast, I just want you to see what the behind the scenes is looking like. I really want you to be part of that, because this is a journey. This is a whole journey. But we're doing it. We're changing the narrative, right? We're changing the narrative of this, what we hear about, all the negativity we hear in birth. We're saying, you know what? There's actually another side. And I was talking earlier that when we talk about positive birth experiences, and you will notice too, when we launch, you will hear some of my personal story, is that this is not coming from a place of shallowness. This is coming from a place of someone who has seen a lot, someone who has even experienced a lot, and saying we're going to use positive birth experience as a place of hope, as a place of resilience, because guess what? We are changing the narrative one positive birth at a time. Yes. Anyway, I want to hear from you. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.